Sorry. Can everyone hear us? I think we're good.
I can.
Oh, jeez.
Can you hear us now? Okay.
Oh, sure, absolutely.
Hi, Alder Horton, Alder Jeff Peterson. I just wanted to let you know that our attorney Jennifer Williams is here from my office. She's going to be sitting in on these meetings from now until, well, April, when I go on leave, maternity leave. So you know, if you see a familiar face, you don't remember who she is. Attorney Williams.
Are we waiting for, Ms. Lemke, or is she not gonna be here tonight?
She's gonna be on at 6. She left us a message. And I thought we had, Sam.
He has not been appointed yet. He's gonna be
Oh.
appointed on Tuesday.
Okay, I thought he was appointed already. Okay. So it's just us for now, right now, guys. Oh,
You wanna start?
oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
I didn't know. All right, being that it's the hour of 5:30, we're gonna get the meeting started. First item of business is approval of the minutes for the November 24th, 2020 meeting. Need a motion? And a second? All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay. First item of business, 0864, communication, submitting an application for a Class B for, retail fermented malt beverage and intoxicating liquor license, Water's Edge Hotel LLC, doing business as Travel Lodge by Wyndham's Water Edge, located at 3700 Northwestern Avenue, Prabu, I'm butchering the name, Koster-Ranigan, age 6 district. So is this that guy,
Patrick.
Prabu or whatever?
Yes, I think Lily goes with Patrick.
He goes by Pat.
Okay. All right, well, we're gonna put this, item on hold until, later. We'll continue on. So, next item of business, 088520, communication submitting an application for a change of agent with a Class B fermented malt beverage and intoxicating liquor license for GMRI Inc., doing business as the Olive Garden Italian restaurant located at 6000 Durand Avenue. Amy Altwart, agent, 14th District. Didn't we just change, they just had to change it. They just had to change the agent.
You can just swear her in, Paul.
Huh?
You can just swear her in, I can do it.
All right, Amy, are you there?
Yeah.
I am.
Okay, the first, tell me when you're ready.
Nope, you're ready, sorry.
First thing we're gonna do, our city attorney is gonna read something, so if you put up your right hand, she's gonna swear you in.
Do you swear to tell
Okay.
the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
I do.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, Amy, can you tell us what's going on here? I believe you're probably just taking over for somebody else?
Yeah, I'm a newer manager to the Olive Garden and Racine restaurant.
Okay.
So I'm just taking over for another manager.
Okay, have you done this before? Have you worked, have you been managing liquor licenses and stuff?
But no, this would be my first time ever being on the liquor license. I've been a manager of the LBO department, but never on the license itself.
Okay. So any kind of experience with bartending or anything at all?
Yeah, when I was younger, so in my 20s, I was a general manager of a restaurant in Antioch, Illinois. But I was also a bartender there as well. I actually started out with Olive Garden as a bartender in Pleasant Prairie.
Okay. Yeah, and these are some of the questions that we ask people, so.
Oh, not a problem at all.
So any questions from anybody on the committee? All right, could we have a motion then from someone on the committee?
To approve.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Oh, all right, this license will be granted after next Tuesday's meeting, but it's good to go.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
You have a wonderful night.
Yep, you too. Item 0711120, communication requesting the appearance of Chevette Procram, application for an operator's license.
I do want to let you know that Chevette did call us today and said that she won't make it to the PSO tonight, but she did leave a phone number. So I don't know if you want to try to call or.
Is this the second time that we had her?
Yes.
But she did call and say she wouldn't be available. If she doesn't answer, I guess if she doesn't answer, she called, she wouldn't be available. She's already called once. I was wondering what you guys' thoughts were, because she called and said she couldn't make it. If we had to, we'd defer this item. Guess we could hear from the police department on this first, huh? I tell you what, could we hear from Sergeant Webb on this item first?
Sure. Hi. Reference the application, she was disqualified under guidelines number 1 and under guideline number 5. She failed to disclose her 1992 convictions and her 1994 convictions, and she's disqualified under guidelines number 1 for a felony conviction in 94.
And what was that for? I'm sorry, I'm not there yet.
It's for forgery.
Okay. And she's had nothing ever since?
She had a trespassing in 2016, but that was the last incident.
All right, well, we'll try to give her a call and see. She's gonna be another one working at Speedway. What page is this for reading the rights?
I can. See.
15, okay. We'll defer this item until the end also. Next item of business, a communication requesting the appearance of Joel Edgar, application for an operator's license working in the 7th District. first thing we're gonna do is our city attorney is gonna read you your rights. Could you raise your right hand, please?
Yep. Yes.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
You are hearing today because you either provided a false statement on your license application or you have been convicted of at least one or more offense that disqualifies you from a license. As a result, you are generally disqualified unless you can demonstrate to the committee that you have been rehabilitated and that there is good cause for the false statement. We'll start with the police department's background check, and then you'll have an opportunity to address the committee.
Okay.
All right, Sergeant Webb?
Now, reference this applicant, he's disqualified under guidelines number 1, and this is due to a 1997 felony theft conviction.
All right, is that it? Or?
Yeah, he's just disqualified. He's just
Oh, he's disqualified under that one. Okay,
Yeah.
and he didn't post this? He didn't tell us?
No,
It's there.
he's only disqualified because of the conviction. He disclosed it.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
All right, I wanted to make sure, because sometimes they don't. You wanna, no, that was a long time ago. Can you explain to us what happened, even though it was that long ago?
Well, I was a teenager when it happened. This was just a bad situation. I was employed at the place, and my brother had actually robbed me, and I was more guilt by association. When he got in trouble, I never ended up getting a lawyer, and probably had a public defender, so I was kind of at the luxury of their expense. And I would really, looking back, I wish I would have, but.
Okay, and I guess, I got another question to ask you. It says OWI, is this three offenses? 2017? I'm looking at
2017 was.
in 2008 and 1999?
Correct.
Okay, I mean, I guess the reason I'm asking that is you're gonna be serving alcohol to people, and you have 3 of these things, so I guess I have some concerns, you know, and how, you know, that you're gonna serve somebody under, you know, under the influence and get in an accident, you know, what kind of...
Oh, of course, okay.
Okay,
I was just
tell
going
us.
to say that as far as that goes, yeah, like I said, I voluntarily keep a IID and ignition interlock on my car now, so I make sure this will never happen again, to the point where I pay for it out of my own pocket voluntarily, so I will never drink and drive again, because I never knew they didn't fall off or anything like that. Not that that's an excuse, but that's what I do to make sure, like I said, this will never happen again.
And where you're working at, do they know about this?
Yeah, I also have work in Caledonia. I've been working in Caledonia the last year. I have my operator's license in Caledonia already.
Who do you work for there?
Corner Connection.
Okay. Okay, all right. Any questions from anybody on the committee?
Well, I just, you know, aside from, I just wanted to stress the, you know, like, again, I was a teenager, and this was 24 years ago.
No, I was asking if anybody from the committee had any questions
sorry.
for you. I apologize. Any questions,
No,
guys?
the felony doesn't bother me as much as the 3 DWIs. It sounds like Mr. Edgar is being proactive in trying to avoid it by having the self-administered interlock. I guess my only concern would be that it seems like he's taking DWI seriously, but sometimes people that drink and drive have a tendency to serve people that drink and drive. You know, so it's a little bit of an issue. I mean, you think you can identify and turn people away that are overly intoxicated?
Yes, I can, without a doubt. Like I said, I have been bartending for the last, year and a half. Like I said, I've been working, at least a couple days a week in Caledonia, so very, very easy to qualify and being able to turn people away and knowing when to stop serving people, without a doubt.
All right, thank you.
All right, any other questions?
Just want to know how many hours would he be putting in down at Two Sheets in the Wind? It's actually in my district on South, right on the corner. So I haven't had really haven't had much out of them since they've been there.
Well, right now I'm just I've been training, and when I work with them, I'd just be starting off a day or two a week.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. All right, what's your pleasure, guys?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
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 All right, this passed, and are we gonna mail these to him?
Yep.
All right, and these will be mailed to you, and good luck. We don't ever want to see you here again.
All right, that sounds good.
Just
And then
just goofing around.
Yeah,
All right.
I'm too old for that.
All right, then, well, good luck.
One more thing. When you guys sent me the letter, you got my last name is Edger. It's actually AR.
Okay, there might have just been a typo on my end. I apologize. I'll
That's
make sure, yeah, okay, then.
All right, then,
All right.
thank you. All right, talk to
Very
you
well,
later.
thank you. Bye now.
All right. Item 00821, communication requesting the appearance of Justin Rodriguez, applicant for an operator's license, working in the 4th District. And I can do it, I got the page now. Forgetting about that.
Okay.
All right, so the first thing I'm gonna do is have you raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, you are here because you either provided a false statement on your license application or have been convicted of at least one offense which disqualifies you for a license. As a result, you are generally disqualified from obtaining an operator's license, unless you can demonstrate to us that you have been rehabilitated and that there was good cause for the false statement. We will start with the police department's background check, and then you will have an opportunity to address this committee. Go ahead, Sergeant
Okay.
Webb.
All right, Mr. Rodriguez has charges pending, and if convicted of those charges, he would be disqualified under guidelines number 2, which is one or more offense within the past 5 years, 2 or more, or the same offense within the past 10 years, and guideline number 3, which is 3 or more offenses in the last 5 years. And this is due to a pending 2019 battery and a pending 2019 disorderly conduct.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
That whole situation was a big misunderstanding. There was a girl that I was living with, and she had some medical issues, bipolar and depression. She did it before, and she tried, getting me charged with it, but this time she went to did a hospital. But the first time she was charged for lying, and then I would say I was going to go to my court date. I've been struggling with the court date for over a year now, and it's going to trial because the girl, she committed suicide, and she wasn't there to attend the court date with me to get it situated. So now that she's gone, I've been having to keep addressing the situation, and I set a trial, so it will most likely be dismissed. It's just it won't happen till March.
Yeah, it's this before.
Huh? Yeah,
I haven't had anything like this before.
Yeah, it's been horrible. With this, I ended up losing my home, my car, and everything. And I just got a new home. I got a job and a new car, and I'm just I'm working 2 jobs, and I'm trying to do this as a 3rd job and just try to get everything back together, trying to take care of everything all at once, and it's been pretty rough.
Does the Rhino Bar know about all this stuff that happened?
Yes, because the girl that committed suicide, she was at her friend's house above the Rhino Bar where she actually committed the suicide. Her friends and family, I've talked to her family, because after the situation, the date that they're saying that it all happened, she came back the next day. She apologized for, what she said and everything, and she was going to come to my court date with me to explain it. I also helped her get her job back. I took her to her doctor's visits because she wanted to get help and get back on her medication. And then a couple weeks after I helped her do all that, the doctors gave her so many medications at once that she went to her friend's house and that happened.
Question?
Any questions? Go
Yes.
ahead, Jeff.
This is for Attorney New.
Yes.
Everything sounds like this gentleman is headed in the right direction, but if he ended up going to court and it was turned in and it didn't get dismissed and he became convicted of this, would we then have an avenue to deny him? I'm all for giving it to him at this point, but can we come back later and state that the license can be revoked as a result of the conviction?
The short answer is no. So once the committee grants a license, it's pretty difficult to take it away. The only way that you can take away a license, revoke a license, or not renew a license is by going through a due process hearing. So the next time this would probably come up would be when it's up for renewal at the end of June. At the end of June, every operator's license expires. I'm sorry, every 2 years.
Every 2 years, that's what I said.
It'd be this June.
All right, this June, okay,
So
go ahead.
So this June, when the license expires, the clerk's office usually performs a background check that would come back in front of the committee. The committee would then have an opportunity to discuss the issue, but in order to revoke at that time, you'd still have to have a due process hearing. So you still have to give that person a hearing in front of the due process board where he gets to present evidence. It's a pretty extended hearing. If after that hearing, the due process board finds that there is reason to revoke, then they can revoke or deny renewal at that time. But it takes an entire hearing.
All right, thank you very much. Like I said, it sounds like a terrible situation all around here, so.
Yeah, it's been pretty rough, and just slowly and little by little, just getting back up there. I just got a new place this month. A buddy of mine, he moved out and talked to his landlord to let me get this place, so I'm trying to work as much as possible to, make the rent and, the escrow and just all that stuff. Just working on it.
All right, hold on, our city attorney has something. Right.
So it looks like the case is scheduled for a trial March 3rd. So if the committee wanted to, it could also defer the matter until after March 3rd. And that would determine whether the case got dismissed or went forward. That's an option.
All right. It seems like everything's misdemeanor charges, correct?
Yes.
Is that, all right.
In the other ones that were on that background check were, I think the first one on there is 13 years ago when I was like a teen. I just turned 17. Just a lot of them were old. Yeah.
Well, I guess I'm of the feeling there's no felonies on here. We give felonies a second chance. He hasn't even been convicted of anything yet, so I make a motion to approve.
Is there a second? We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, it passed, and city clerks will be sending you your license in the mail, but again, this could come up again in June, just, if your trial doesn't go right.
Yep, that sounds good.
All right, then, thank you.
What address do you have for the
Oh,
The address you're sending?
The address that you gave us on file on your application on Forest Street.
Okay, yeah, it's my mom's house. I could still get it from there, or do you guys want an updated address?
Well, if you want to give us an updated address, you can give our office a call tomorrow, and then you can update
Okay.
it with us then, okay?
Okay,
all right,
sounds good.
all right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Next item of business, item number 000921, communication requesting the appearance of Jane Smith, applicant for an operator's license. So we're gonna.
Okay, thank you.
All right, first item of business, can you raise your right hand?
Yeah.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
You are here because you either provided a false statement on your license application or have been convicted of at least one offense which disqualifies you for a license. As a result, you are generally disqualified from obtaining an operator's license unless you can demonstrate to us that you have been rehabilitated and that there was good cause for the false statement. We will start with the police department's background check, and then you will have an opportunity to address this committee. Go ahead, Sergeant Webb.
Reference Mr. Smith. Mr. Smith is disqualified under guideline number 5. He did not disclose his 1995 conviction or his 2012 conviction.
All right. Can you explain to us why you neglected to put this in there?
I didn't realize I neglected to put that in there.
I believe the question was, have you ever been convicted of any crime that you would have had to list anything outside of like a driving violation? So again, I guess I ask, why did you do this?
I must have misinterpreted the question.
All right, well, I mean, I'm going back here. I mean, I know these are a long time ago, but can you explain to us any of these things? What happened or anything like that? I mean, you don't have to go back to the 95 one if you don't want to, but 2012 one I'm curious about. The battery and the disorderly conduct.
What happened with the 2012 disorderly conduct and battery? I was involved with a female who had a son that had Asperger's, and we got into it, an altercation. I didn't lay my hands on him. I didn't put my hands on him. The police, the police were called, and whatever statement they gave the police, I don't know what statement they gave the police, but in my statement, I told the police I didn't lay my hands on him, but because of the statement they gave, they arrested me for battery disorderly conduct. I sat overnight in jail, got out on a signature bond, stood in court, was put on probation, got out on probation. Me and my ex-girlfriend pretty much got into it, and she went down to my field with some falsified statements. I was arrested. My probation was revoked. And as far as rehabilitation, if you went further in my background, I've not been had any brush with the law, been convicted of anything since 2012. I moved on with my life, went on to school to gain my CDLs, and since then I've been pretty much clean. That's pretty much the only route. I didn't go to any anger management, but as far as it is now, if I ever got into a confrontation, I walk away from it, and that's pretty much the only rehabilitation I have gained.
Okay. Who are you going to be working for?
I'm presently working for Speedway gas station.
Okay, and do they know about this item?
I talked to the manager today in regards to why my liquor license was disqualified. That's why she gave me a state documentation as to where I was working.
Okay, and I'm going to assume that that's one of those places you have to have a license to be able to work there. Am I correct?
It's not so much
to be able to work at the counter and check people out, you have to have this license.
You don't necessarily have to have a license. You just have to have a license in order to be legally able to sell alcohol.
Right. But I'm saying if somebody's there with a license, you don't have to. But they want everybody. What I'm getting at is they want everybody there to have a license. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Any questions from the committee?
I don't have a question, Mr. Chair. I just have a comment. I would have liked to see Mr. Smith put down his, just his prior convictions. I know we've been going through this all of last year with people misinterpreting what it means as conviction, even when it says traffic. So he did explain it. Seems as if he's going to be working at Speedway and just having a license to actually to sell alcohol. And hopefully, whatever happened then, back in 2012, he straightened things up. I hope that he straightened things up. He said something about CDL license and making some big advancements in his life. So I wouldn't have a problem with making a motion to approve his license. But just a reference for, in June, if this happened to come back up again, to make sure that everything that the application is asking for, and if you don't understand, probably give the clerk a call just to get verification of the terminology of what it means.
Right.
Understand.
I got a question there. So you're saying all licenses are up in June? So they're all on the same, Sarah?
Yep.
Okay, so you're going to have to fill out an application again for June, and we don't want to see anything. And hold on, our city attorney wants to say something.
Well, just to clarify, when they do the background check in June, it's only new convictions that come up.
Right.
So because these convictions are from prior years, that's not going to be raised in front of the committee.
Okay. All right. I just didn't know if they lied again somehow, would it come back to haunt you again?
They don't have to fill out the same exact question. I don't believe
They fill out the exact same form.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't have a renewal form.
And they will check the whole thing. That's why I said that.
Right, but the convictions, the old convictions won't be. You still have to disclose that.
Yeah, you have to disclose it. Make sure you don't answer no on it. That's what I was getting at.
Okay.
All right. And they're gonna be mailing this to you. Oh.
I only have a motion out.
Oh, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor? Oh, say aye.
Hi.
Aye. All right. We have a motion and a second, and it's passed. So good luck. We don't want to have you back here again.
Thank you.
All right. What the hell did I do on my page? I don't know what I did with it now.
53 days should be starting.
Oh, I know. But I got.
Looking for the agenda?
Yeah, all of a sudden all right, sorry about that. All right, next item of business. Colin.
No one?
Okay. Next item of business, 0010, communication sponsored, or requesting the appearance of Destiny Atkins, applicant for an operator's license.
Sorry.
All right.
Put in the number and it did not read. Yeah,
Here.
he's off. I thought I typed in her number and I did not take it. There.
All right, this is the licensing committee and you have been called in. So, first item of business, can you raise your right hand, please?
Yes.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
You are here because you either provided a false statement on your license application or have been convicted of at least one offense which disqualifies you for a license. As a result, you are generally disqualified from obtaining an operator's license unless you can demonstrate to us that you have been rehabilitated and it was good cause for the false statement. We will start with the police department's background check, and then you will have an opportunity to address this committee. Go ahead, Sergeant Webb.
She is disqualified under guideline number 5. She did not disclose a 2019 possession of THC conviction.
All right. Can you explain to us why you did that, Ms. Adkins?
I don't exactly remember the application, but I thought it just said felonies on it. I didn't know that it also concluded misdemeanors.
Well, I believe the language on the license is pretty self-explanatory. Have you ever been convicted of any offense other than a driving violation? So, can you explain to us what happened at this incident? Because it was only a little over a year ago.
Yes, so this happened on June 17th, 2019, and it's going to be 18 months ago, which would be over a year. On this night, on June 17th, I was driving to see my ex-boyfriend, and I got pulled over by the interstate. The officer asked if I had anything, and I told him no at first, and since I knew what I had was wrong, I handed my pen right to him, and he still took me to his car and searched my car. I had nothing else in my car. After he searched my car, he gave me a ticket and let me go home. Since this happened, I have not touched THC, and I will not do it again. I learned my lesson from paying all those fines, and also it is affecting other things in my life now. I don't ever want to be back in that place in my life.
All right. I see here that you're working for Speedway. Are they aware of this?
Yes, they are.
And I guess they want to make sure you have a license there yet anyway. Am I correct?
Yes.
All right. Any questions from anyone on the committee?
No.
No. We got a couple of committee members here.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead, Maurice.
No, I don't have a question unless Alder Peterson had one. It's like he was about to say something. Oh, okay.
No question. I was going to make a motion.
Okay.
Alder Peterson, you made a motion?
I was going to. If you have something to say prior, go ahead.
Oh, no.
I was going to make a motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
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 All right, you got your license and good luck.
Okay, thank you.
She will mail this to you.
The
So,
license
thank
will be
you.
mailed to me in the mail?
Yes.
Okay, appreciate you.
All right, yep, thank you.
All right, thanks.
All right, next item of business, 001121, communication submitting an application for a gas station license, HSS Trader LLC, doing business as Amico, for scene located at 4301 Washington Avenue, Abuzar Sheikh Agent, 12th District. Now, do you have to call these guys? Okay, this is just, someone bought different person bought the station, but it has to come through the committee, so I need a motion.
Move to approve.
Jeff, second? Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
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 All right. All right, before we go on to the police department liaison, let's go back to our first item. And we will try to call these folks one more time from Water's Edge. All right, this is Jeff Cohen. You are at the licensing committee. So, first item of business, we have to, I gotta find what page that is on. Give me a second here.
Sure, no problem.
All right, the first thing, all right, can you raise your right hand?
Yes, sir.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, we are here on your application today. You will have a chance to tell this committee about your business and why you're applying for this license. After that, summary for the Good Neighbors Report, and this will be read, and this committee may ask some questions of you. I will then check to see if city staff has any information to add or if any members of the audience wish to speak for or against the license application. Go ahead, explain to us and tell us what your business is about.
Yes, please. Thank you. Thank you for the I'm sorry?
Go ahead. We want to hear about what your business is all about, what you're planning here.
Yes, sir. We are hotels, the formerly Riverside Inn, but now it is the Travelodge. And basically we're a hotel. And that hotel traditionally had always been accompanied by a restaurant and a bar. And so the first phase of our renovation is completed. We completely renovated all the hotel rooms, and we opened on July 30th of 2020. And so as part of the phase 2 of that, of our renovation, we would like to open the bar so as to provide an amenity for our guests and also the fishermen who come there. We are not looking to have any kind of live music or any kind of nightclub kind of scenario, DJ, anything like that. We just want to serve our guests and the fishermen who come there. And that's the reason why we would like to get a liquor license to open the bar.
All right. And the reason why you're here, you went to the Good Neighbors meeting with your attorney, and the city staff had some concerns regarding the application due to previous problems associated with this location. So, I mean, so you know there's a history of problems at this location. The Riverside Inn was operated as a chronic nuisance premises, resulting in revocation of its liquor license in 2007. The new owners purchased the property in 2019. RPD discussed nuisance concerns with the new owner management in the hopes of avoiding a repeat. The agent was receptive to hearing the police department's concern and seemed inclined to cooperate. Police, do you guys have this report by any chance? The Good Neighbors thing? Okay. So no. I won't read I won't read the whole thing, or do I have to?
No, you won't.
Okay. But I do got some, not questions just yet, but I have some, I'm going to ask the city attorney to make some comments on this about their Milwaukee location. Can I do that?
So, Alderman Koh is specifically asking me about the contents of the Good Neighbors meeting. So I sent out a copy of the Good Neighbors meeting to the committee members by email. I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to attach it to the agenda. But basically, we discussed several things at that meeting. The first one was, as Alderman Koh stated, there's a history of nuisance calls at this specific property, although that has to do with the previous owner. The new owner, as I can tell, doesn't have anything to do with the old owner. However, we did discover in investigating this application that they do own a different hotel in the city of Milwaukee, the one on 6th Street, and according to the city attorney's office in Milwaukee, that specific property has had some nuisance issues over the years. Now, the last time that there was an issue there would have been approximately a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago. I know it was a really big problem at that time with regards to drugs, prostitution, general nuisance calls. However, since then, it looks like the nuisance issues have gotten better. So at this time, Milwaukee Police Department does not consider this to be a nuisance property, but we were certainly concerned that the same management team that managed that hotel will be managing this hotel here. We discussed that with the owner and the agent. And I know that the lieutenant who was at the Good Neighbors meeting gave them a lot of really good tips to deal with that. But I also know that there's been a different perspective from members of RPD. So I know Sergeant Webb is on the phone. I don't know if you want to talk to him about RPD's perspective in general with respect to this property.
Yes, I would like to get your perspective, Sergeant Webb.
Okay, no problem. One of the things we always look for, as I've said this 1,000 times, is we want people to be good neighbors. Because they've owned a business before similar, and they've had nuisance property concerns in the city of Milwaukee, and it is my understanding that at the time they said the neighborhood was challenged. Again, this is the equivalent of a bar owner having problems and blaming the patrons. So I look for a little bit more accountability, considering that some of us was here before the hotel ended up taking the downturn that it did, and then we all were here when we had to deal with the fact that it was just, it was just a chronic problem. It's an eyesore, and no one and no business wanted to be around there. So if the new owners are going to come in and they're saying that, well, if it's in a challenged area, it'll take us a year and a half to figure out, I don't think the city can take another year and a half of that property being a nuisance.
All right, and okay, go ahead.
Yes, sir. I do want to, regarding the first thing that about the hotel on 6th Street, I do want to say that we do operate a hotel on Layton Avenue, and right off the freeway on 17th and Layton, which also has a bar and a restaurant, and has had a liquor license ever since we owned it, and even much before that, and we don't have any problems over there. The hotel, the Days Inn, is in a particularly challenging area, and we do have security pretty much around the clock, and we manage it effectively. And we also just recently opened another hotel in Madison, which also has a liquor license. So while I recognize that we had some incidents on 6th Street there, but most of those incidents have been solved, and that area being a particularly challenging area, we're still able to operate without problems with the neighborhood. And a big part of us having security around the clock is basically to be a good neighbor. I mean, the security person goes around and picks up, there's a little penny saver store over there, convenience store, and people throw garbage on the street or the alley, and our people pick it up and keep it clean and maintained. And so that's all, for us, being a good neighbor is a very important thing, and we try to be proactive in order to take care of the problems. Any neighbor, is free to call us, and we always operate on a open door policy with the police departments in every area that we operate a hotel or any kind of business. And to give you an example, when we redesigned the hotel and remodeled the hotel, one of the first people that we talked to was the chief of police, and the chief of police he recommended that we speak to Mr. Officer Anderson, who's the liaison officer in the local area, and we spoke to him and found out about all the problems this hotel's had in the past. And so one of the first things that we did is to remove all those doors that were on the first floor, where the previously the facility was letting anybody go into any door, and then there was crime ridden and drugs and prostitution and all these kinds of things. And we from the get-go, we decided to take an approach of redesigning the hotel in a way as to minimize any kind of crime that could happen. And we worked very closely with the licensing, the health department, the licensing authority, and make sure that what are the rules here. We don't want to, one of the things is we don't have weekly rates, we don't have monthly rates. We only offer daily rates, and we don't allow anybody to stay longer than 29 days. So, and these taking all these steps has helped mitigate some of the problems. Even we had a group staying there, and the neighborhood was opposed to it, and we talked to the police department, and we immediately asked the group to leave, and we decided we're not going to take any groups anymore. Currently, we're in the process of doing the phase 3 renovations. We're adding the pool and a hot tub, and we're going to ask the city's permission to put an enclosure around it. So our goal is we've already invested about $2 million, and we plan on investing another $1 million to get to where we want to get to. So we want to be a good alternative for anybody who wants to get a hotel room in the Racine North Side and the downtown area. So that's our goal, and this is just a part of our goal. Our goal is not to operate any kind of bar or anything that may cause any problems to ourselves, the neighbors, or the community.
All right. I got some more questions, but I'm going to ask the alderman of the district if he has. Have you talked to the alderman of the district there?
Yes, sir. He set up an appointment about 10 days, I want to say, or 2 weeks ago, and we walked through the property. He expressed all his concerns, and I invited him. He got my cell phone number. Anytime he has a concern, I welcome him to give me a call and make sure I'll take care of things right away. So yeah, we had a nice conversation.
I'd like to hear from Jeff if he's got anything to say right now.
Yes, I mean, there's always going to be concerns until this property is up and running for a couple of years without problems. There will always be a concern. I'm looking to give him a benefit of the doubt with the amount of money he's put into that place. And I went and saw the pool work that's been done to this point, and they'll be finishing the pool in the spring. So with the amount of money that this gentleman has put into the place, I'm willing to give him a benefit of the doubt. I hope that he operates. I understand that this license gives him a little leniency as far as time-wise. He was talking about only operating until 11 o'clock at night. They're not looking at having a late-night place. I would hope that he kind of sticks to that, although the license does allow him to stay open regular hours. I hope that he sticks to a 10, 11 o'clock time frame, being that he's got people there till 2, 3 in the morning. Chances are they're going to be taking a wrong turn out of that place and end up in the neighborhood back there, and that's going to cause problems. But I do think that the place is headed in the right direction. I have got calls from the neighbors, especially with the issue coming up with the liquor license. There were some trash issues around the property that Patrick addressed, and so he seems to be responsive. Like I said, I have gotten numerous calls and concerns, more so as to the concern of having liquor being served there, and whether or not there'll be packaged goods sold there. Patrick stated that he's not looking to serve packaged goods and get into competition with timers. He just wants to operate a bar.
Right, but just to, you know that they want the license for the whole hotel though, not just the bar room.
Well, you want to be able to take a drink back to your room.
So I can clarify that.
Okay, go ahead. So the Attorney Arnold will explain something. Go ahead.
So in the Wisconsin statute, there's actually a specific section that allows hotels to serve alcohol to their guests to bring back to their rooms. So even if the premise description doesn't include the hotel rooms, hotels can do that, so long as the drinks are contained in the original containers or packages. Those guests, the registered guests, can buy those drinks from the bar or the lobby area and then bring it back to their rooms. They're allowed to do that no matter what the premise description is.
And I guess I have concerns about pints and half pints and stuff like that going back to rooms. You know what I'm saying?
We're not even planning on. I'm sorry. We're not even planning on selling half pints and pints, sir. We're just planning on selling beer and cocktails to the guests.
Right, but there's nothing saying that I can come in there and buy stuff and take it out. That's what and today, Patrick, I stopped there. First off, I waited about 20 minutes for someone to come to the front counter, and I did go walk in and look at the bar. But when I got there today, I saw one of the outside doors had a shovel holding the door open, so people were going in and out the door, and the whole parking lot was full of trash, and that was one of the complaints. And I did tell the manager when she finally came up to the front there, so I guess I just have concerns that really nothing seems to be changing. So,
sir, you're welcome to come back here, and I'll walk you through the property and we'll show you what we have done. I'm not sure about today in this particular instance, but if you look to our property, you'll see all the changes we made.
Yeah. But I have some serious concerns, and I'd feel more comfortable if you closed at an earlier time than bar time, because
well, that's not a problem. We're willing to work with the city, whatever the Racine Police Department or you all feel comfortable with. If you would prefer that we close at 11 o'clock or midnight, you let us know, and we can work with that until such time that you're comfortable. And if you want to, be open on a like a Friday night or Saturday night longer, we'll come back to you. And we're open to working with everybody, so that you all are comfortable with us.
All right, Attorney Arnn has something to say.
So Alderman Peterson is right. You can't, by ordinance, restrict the closing hours of a Class B premises. However, if the applicant were to agree and amend their business plan to say they would open from, let's say, 5 p.m. to 11 p.m. every night rather than 5 p.m. to 2 a.m. like they state right now in their license application, the committee can then approve the license with that condition. So that would be the only way to do it, to defer the application, have them amend the application, amend the hours, and then come back in front of the committee. That way, when the committee approves the application, it would approve it with the amended business plan, which they have to abide by.
And I guess, Patrick, I was wondering if you'd be open to that. Friday and Saturday nights, I'd be open to staying open a little longer. but I'm wondering if you could come back at least temporarily and,
Yeah,
come back.
absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm willing
but-
to amend the application to say that we'll be open the rest of the days until 11 o'clock, and, you know, whatever extra time you can give me on Friday night, Saturday night, I'd appreciate it very much. I just don't want to have to chase people out when, you know, other places are open.
No, I totally understand. Like I said, this is up to you, but I mean, on Friday and Saturday nights, I'm not comfortable with bar time, but I'd be open to 1 o'clock if you're open to, I mean, it's up to you. We can't tell you you can't stay.
That's fine. 11 p.m. every day and 11 p.m. every day and 1 a.m. on Friday night and Saturday night. It's not a problem. I'm willing to sign up to that and prove to everybody that, you know, we're here to work with everybody and have a nice, decent place.
All right, and I appreciate that. I mean, now, you'd have to amend that, and this would have to come back in 2 weeks. Would that be okay for you?
And that's okay, sir. I mean, I don't know if we can amend right now, but if not, I'll come back.
Now, we have to have a written agreement with the city and stuff like that. So what I would say is give the city clerk's office a call tomorrow, and we'll get you at the next meeting. And like I said, I really hate doing this, but, you know, I have serious concerns with all the problems we had around here, and I want to make sure everything is done right.
Absolutely, not a problem.
Jeff, you got anything to say at all?
Nope, I appreciate Pat, being adaptable here. Like I said, the neighbors are very concerned, and, the more you can work with us, the better.
All right, and, you know, you don't plan on selling like half pints and pints there, am I right, Patrick?
Not at all, sir. Not at all.
All right, I appreciate.
Yeah, that's not what we're looking to do. We're looking
Okay,
to
I
just
know.
serve a beer where people can sit and talk and then go back to their room.
I mean, I know you put a lot of money in there, I did see that today, but like I said, I just happened to come today. I was hoping to find you there, but somebody had a shovel in the door, so people were going in and out. And there was people sitting in their cars with the music going, and they were going in and out the door, and there was a lot of garbage in the parking lot today. So I just wanted to
I'll make
just
sure
let
I
you
get
know
that all
that.
cleaned up. I mean, the snow's melting. So
All right,
I'll make
so
sure I
give
get
the
that all
city,
cleaned
all
up
right,
tomorrow.
give the city clerk's office a call tomorrow, and we'll move from there. And thank you much for your time.
Thank you, sir. Thank you,
All right.
Mr. Peterson.
All right.
Mr. Chair,
Oh,
is that something that we needed to defer or what?
oh, yes.
Okay, move to defer.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, thank you. All right, now, we gotta move, which one was?
The last three items,
What was 071120? You wanted to go back to that one? To that?
the operators. On the first page.
God, I hate when I do.
First operator slide for
All
that.
right, so we're gonna try calling, Miss Crockham again, Crockham. Page 14, that was right.
Yes, 15.
Okay, Miss Crockham isn't there. No, she, was called once before, but again, I remind you, this is the one she said she wouldn't be able to probably make it tonight, so I guess I would ask for a deferral on this item. It's up to you guys, this is the second.
I'll move to defer. I know this is something that we usually don't do. I know usually when it's the second time, but if she cannot, you know, I don't know why she couldn't be here, but, I'll make a motion to defer.
Do we have a second? All right, we have, oh, go ahead, Jeff. Yeah,
Is this the second or the third time? Because it says on
this is the second time, but she had called the city clerk's office and said she wouldn't be able to make it. So I guess I'll give her the benefit of the doubt.
No, I'm just questioning what was the cancellation on 10/23?
She didn't answer the phone. Oh,
Okay,
The
and
cancellation letter,
11/16.
the cancellation letter for 10/23 is because we had canceled that,
that meeting.
PSL meeting. And
Okay.
then 10/16, I believe, was,
11/16, she didn't answer.
11/16, I apologize. Let me just double check that. So that is the application, the first letter to appear. And this would have been the canceling letter right after that. And so
11/16.
the 11/16 letter would have been to appear at the November 24th meeting.
Okay,
And then the one that says, Clackram let him to appear to would have been for the December 8th meeting.
I'm viewing this as at least a third, but if you guys want to defer, I have no problem.
Well, I mean, the first time we called her in, she didn't answer the phone and we deferred it. But then, I mean, it's up to you guys. You guys can deny this.
I'll give her one more deferral. I'll second the motion.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, so, all right, now we're moving on. And we'll do both of these at the same time, 081420 and 089620. Communication on behalf of the, there's three of them, and 00421. A communication on behalf of the City of Racine Police Department Liaison of the Public Safety and Licensing Committee, requesting the consideration of the licensed premise reports for 12/8/20, 12/22, and 1/12/21. Sergeant Webb?
Hi, so do these all in one. For meeting date 12/8/2020, after a lot of, kind of going back and forth and reaching out and talking to different individuals, we still managed to have 3 calls for service to raise boom boom room, noise violation, a fight, and ultimately the officers end up punching the extra attention. For meeting date 12/22, we end up having 2 calls to raise boom boom room for us. One was a civil trouble, and the other one was a civil trouble. And when the officers responded, they observed about 50 to 60 people inside the bar talking loudly. Officers advised the person behind the bar did not have a valid bartender's license. The bartender stated the owner was present, but the individual that the bartender identified as the owner stated he was not in fact the owner. The bartender was ultimately cited for not having a valid license, and the officers had to close the bar down. That's just for Rays. Ultimately, right. I think we received communication that they were gonna cease doing business, only to kind of receive information today that they're gonna continue doing business. And like I said, the big one was, one of the confusing things is with the general order, I don't know what their capacity is, but 50 to 60 people, I would guess, is over the capacity per the general order.
Okay.
Due to COVID.
Probably for the COVID, okay.
Right. And on top of that, again, outside of the other costs of service, there was no one there with a valid bartender's license.
All right. I got a question for you, Sergeant Webb. Was there one time during one of these calls that they refused to answer the door? Because I heard that too. Not sure. I just heard it.
Well, previous incidents, they've not come to the door for a significant amount of time. Or, the officer claimed that they were pounding on the door and ultimately someone was let in. And I just know that because we kind of advise the officers that they can't have the doors locked if they have individuals inside.
Okay, all right, so, let's deal with this one first. So they closed for a couple of weeks, that's why there haven't been any police calls there. But we just had these guys in, and they continue to do the same problems. So I would like a motion to refer this to the police department. Start the due process, am I correct?
So the proper motion here would be to file a motion for a formal expression of concern. And because it's 2 within a 6-month period, it would automatically go to my office and we would start a summons and complaint process. We would still see them in the next 2 weeks, but that process would start it. So a formal expression of concern to call them in.
So anyone want to make that motion?
Question first. Weren't they referred to the neighbors committee?
Yes, so they last appeared before the committee on November 24th of 2020. On December 1st, 2020, they attended a Good Neighbors meeting. We had the owner appear. The police department was present, the building department was present, the health department was present. We explained to the owner what the issues were. We explained to him all the calls and the violations that had been happening. He explained that he had hired a manager who he put completely in charge of the facility, and that the violations had been under his watch and that he was not aware of the violations. He stated that since the Good Neighbors meeting, he knew what the violations were. He would take appropriate steps to deal with it. Unfortunately, the weekend after this, all of this is still happening. So it seems that whatever we discussed at the Good Neighbors meeting didn't really have much of an effect.
Thank you.
So,
motion to refer.
Second.
Motion to what?
Is
I
it
didn't
to
hear
refer?
you.
Is it to refer to the police department? Is that what you said, or to the attorney's office?
To call them in.
Motion to call them in.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
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 All right, what else, anything else, Sergeant Webb? I shouldn't have roped these all together. There was quite a few on here, so I apologize to you.
No problem. So for meeting day.
Hold on 1 second.
I just want to clarify, Alder Peterson, did you want them to appear in the next PSNL meeting, or do you want them to go directly to my office?
Oh.
Directly to your office, that was the question. I was looking for.
Okay.
Whatever the normal route is to keep the process moving.
Thank you. So that it would be to refer to the city attorney's office and to issue a formal expression. Thank you.
Yes.
All right, go ahead, Sergeant Webb.
Okay, no problem. It's a significant amount because we missed it. There was an extra week in there, but nothing major. But if we go to the May 22nd meeting date for the Winter Circle, so 2 individuals end up having a disagreement or talk inside the Winter Circle. They agree to go outside to fight. They go around the corner, they start fighting. One pulls out a gun and shoots the other person. That person ends up having to go to Frederick. I think he's somewhat recovered, but he was in serious condition about a week ago. We did capture the suspect, and again, just interviewing him, he said it had started with them getting into it inside the bar. So that's why that was included.
Any idea if the bartender or the owner bartender kicked them out, or if they called the police?
No, they walked out on their own to go around the corner to fight. One of the problems the investigators that looked into this told me was the bar owner was there, and initially they said he was very helpful, but at some point they kind of had to tell him to have a seat because he was we found a jacket, a phone, and a firearm inside the bar, and he was like touching on stuff to where they said he was kind of being a pain towards the end. And I told him I would relay that because one thing we do require and we ask of owners is to always, do their best to be good neighbors. So again, the suspect said they had a disagreement inside the bar. No one made them leave. They decided to go around the corner and fight, and he just ends up shooting the guy.
Any idea who owned that other gun in the bar?
It was the suspects, we believe. So after the incident, the suspect went back to the bar.
Oh.
So are you saying that the owner wasn't being quite forthcoming?
Well, he was initially very helpful. They thought he might have been intoxicated. Ultimately, at one point, the further investigator, he had to tell him, I'm going to need you to sit down and we're going to have to make you leave. So he did help them get the video, but he was doing some other stuff that was kind of just getting in the way.
Yes, that kind of concerns me, just because of the nature of the offense here.
I find it strange that the gentleman went back in the bar.
Can you say that again, Jeff?
I find it strange that the gentleman went back in the bar after the shooting.
So do you guys want to call this, person in from Winter Circle because of this, or?
I would.
And then it would be the concern question, right?
So anytime the committee calls an entity in, it would be pursuant to a formal expression of concern.
So you would call them in for a formal expression of concern?
Yes, that's what I would like to do, make a motion to call them in for a formal expression of concern.
All right, do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, continue, Sergeant Webb.
All right. The last incident of note is it's on the January 12th, 2021 report, and that's a female that was assaulted while leaving. I'm sorry, I had a brain freeze. Leaving Rogers. And the only reason that it's significant is she had a severe cut to her eye. At the time of the initial report, she did make contact with the owner. He was going to give the video over to the police department when he returned to town. It's just that in the case report, they noted that she had a severe cut above her eye, reference to assault.
I mean, to me, they've been seeming to come up a lot lately in our last few meetings. So I'm starting to have some concerns. I mean, I know it's just a corner bar and it's a quiet, but something's changed there. So I guess I would like to hear from the committee what their thoughts are. But I would like to call them in for a formal expression of concern also.
Question for Officer Webb. Any idea if Roger is still the active manager, is still around? I don't think it's quiet when Roger was around. Is he still the active manager that you're aware of?
Yeah.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, at the time of this incident, when officers made contact with him, he was out of town. But he said he would surrender the video once he made it back in town and could access it.
Okay, thank you.
You want to make a motion, Maurice?
No, I was gonna ask a question first.
Okay, go ahead.
The other question is to Sergeant Webb. So do we have the video now, or he haven't got back in town to get that to us?
No, he came back in town a day or so later. He was just out of town at the time of the initial incident, so I'll double check with the investigator, but I'm pretty sure they went to recover it from him and have him just access it, because there's no guarantee that it was actually caught on video. He was just going to allow us access to it, which I'm pretty sure he did.
Okay. And I'm in agreement with the chairman about, we've had him here a couple times within the last probably a couple months. So I make a motion to bring him in for a formal expression of concern, just to see if, like Alder Peterson said, just to see if anything have changed. Since I've been on this committee, Rogers haven't, it didn't come up a lot. But as of late, something have started to change. Maybe it's not anything serious, but just to see what the owner would, have to say.
All right, so we have a motion. Do we have a second, Jeff?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, continue, Sergeant Webb.
That was it, unless you guys have anything else.
Well, I got a question. 509 6th Street has been appearing on here a lot again. I mean, is this place gonna, I mean, are these, especially with the COVID, have they been over capacity and stuff?
No, we only had them for the, so there was an assault where a lady said that she was hit as she was leaving the bar, her and her sister. And then we had an assistance request where they asked for help clearing out the bar. So I know they still got the 2 officers out there. So I don't think there's a capacity issue with them, but I can have it double checked by the officers.
Yeah, I would like that checked. And then I have one more then, and I don't know if it's pertinent because they don't have a license yet, but 501 6th Street. Taste of Soul. So they're trying to come to us to get a liquor license, and they don't even have their inspections all done, and they opened up on New Year's Eve for a private party there. So I want to know if the Sergeant Webb can expand on that any. That was from Saturday, January 2nd.
Yeah. So the way this came out, and me and New actually talked about this earlier, is officers went there because people were saying they were open and serving liquor without a license. Officers go there that day and they make contact with someone who says he's the owner, and he says he's not selling alcohol, the band is just practicing. So the officers generated a report that day. I ended up making contact and found out that they didn't have an occupancy license, so they couldn't be in there whatsoever. Right. While officers were speaking with the gentleman, he's the one that informed them that he had an event on New Year's Eve, but he didn't provide liquor. He allowed the people to bring their own liquor. Right. On top of this, it didn't help that this was being broadcast on like Facebook while they were in the bar practicing.
Yeah, that's kind of a real issue for me, and they don't even have a license. So, all right, then I guess I got a question to ask the city attorney's office. And what can we do with this item?
So the Taste of Soul has applied for a license. They're in the process of going through a Good Neighbors meeting. There were some issues with their license application. They attended the first Good Neighbors meeting. We subsequently found out that their license was incomplete. They neglected to put the true owners of the property on the license. The city clerk's office and I spoke. They were told to fill out a new application, resubmit the application, and come back in front of the staff for a Good Neighbors meeting, and then they would be referred to PSNL. They have yet to complete a new application, so we are still waiting for that. Once we get to that stage, it would go in front of the committee, and obviously you can address that issue then and determine whether it's appropriate to grant a license to someone that you know has violated.
Would this be something that's brought up at the Good Neighbor meeting?
Yes, we will certainly be discussing this incident with them along with their problematic applications.
And so there's no action taken on this right now because there's no...
Well, right now there's no one to call in because they don't have a license, but obviously the committee would be in charge of them ever getting a license, so we would deal with it at that time.
Okay, with that, I guess I'll... a motion to receive and file?
Motion to receive and file.
Second, Jeff?
Second.
All right, all those in favor, aye?
Aye.
All right, thanks, and that will conclude our meeting for the evening. Thank you guys very
All right.
much for your time.
Take care. Okay.
Take care. Happy New Year,
All right.
guys.
Same to you.
All right.
Happy New
Quick
Year.
question.
Oh,
Quick question for, Attorney New.
Yes.
Would we need to do a, city ordinance change to legal do a city ordinance change to start giving licenses to nuisance properties with new owners with the probationary period? Would that be a city ordinance change? Like,
I'm sorry, I missed the first.
What he's asking for is bars that have been problematic in the past. Could we grant them a temporary license because of their past problems?
No, with the new owner, I'm saying. The new owner.
With the new owner.
But there's a past problem, similar to what's going on at the hotel. Do we need to make a city
Unfortunately-
ordinance change in order to have the
Think
ability to give somebody a probationary license versus for a nuisance type property?
I don't think
Unfortunately,
I don't think that's allowed in state statutes, am I correct?
correct, Alderman Cole. So the law for alcohol beverages in the state of Wisconsin is governed not only by local law, but primarily by state law. So we can't create an ordinance that violates state law, and state law states that once a license is granted, it's granted to that person unless and until it's revoked, suspended, or not renewed. So the city would not be able to amend that.
Thank you very much.
All right. All right, thank you, guys.
Have a good night.
Yeah, you too.